we're going to Kim and Ding's Balikbayan. This video is going to be about baggage battles. Now, if you look at your airline ticket, you'll see they have limits on the size and the weight of your baggage. Checked-in baggage on international flights is usually about 30 kilograms and carry-on luggage 7 kilograms. They also mention the dimensions, and a lot of people don't pay attention to that, and that can be important. A workmate of mine who was into all those adventure trips like whitewater rafting, etc., he had a backpack. It had a very popular pricey name brand on the side, blazed on, big letters on the side of it. He was a real poser. He decided to go over to an Asian country to take part in some whitewater rafting, etc. He packed up his suitcase. It was 30 kilos weight. He actually put it on the old kitchen scales and bits by bit weighed the individual items, and then put them in his luggage, and then put the thing on the bathroom scales. It come to about 28 kilos, so he thought he'd be right. He then went and packed all his hiking gear, his super duper shoes and his goggles and that, into his carry-on luggage. It come to about 6.5 kilos. And it was an unusual pack. It was one of these, looks like a backpack. It wasn't the standard size, but it was under 7 kilos. He thought it'd be right. Until he got to the airport. It was the right length and the right width, but it was too deep. It would never fit into the overhead locker. And they told him that they couldn't allow it on board. So he was stuck. He couldn't transfer it across to his other luggage because it was already up to the maxed up. So what he had to do was put his carry-on luggage as check-in luggage as well, which was very inconvenient. And he had to pay extra for it. Well, he eventually got to destination over there, and the funny thing about it was that wasn't the end of the story. After paying all this extra money for this flash bag to be taken as check-in, when he got over there, he was waited 45 minutes for his luggage to come off the carousel. Eventually his suitcase came out. That was okay. 15 minutes, his carry-on bag hadn't come out. Eventually a pile of clothes came out. They were his. And that was it. Someone had nicked the bag. They emptied the contents out of the carousel and went off with the bag with this big fancy expensive brand name then. Probably thought a small packet on the black market. Inside that bag was also his posing gear, his Oakley sunglasses, his Adidas shoes, his Nike cap, and of course all his other fancy stuff he uses for his adventure as well. So there's two lessons we learnt there. If you're going to take stuff over to the Philippines or anywhere, don't advertise that you've got money or that you've got very good equipment. Someone will take it off you. And secondly, when you do put your luggage into the airlines, make sure it's the right dimensions too, because some of the bags that they sell in these stores are not quite right. And if they decide to measure up and they find it's not the right size, you're in trouble. The other trick is to watch out for the international limits. It's 30 kilos on most international flights. You'll pack up to the 29 or 28 just to be safe, and you'll get over there, no trouble at all. Then you go to hop on a domestic flight, and I'll say, sorry, your bag's overweight. That's because a lot of the Asian countries, the domestic flights, the limit is only 20 kilos. And some of the budget ones are 15 and some are 12. So what happens? Well, they say you have to pay for the extra, extra weight. It's not cheap. And the more budget the airline is, the bigger the rates are. So you find that extra super special you got on crash and burn airlines, by the time you finish paying up all the extra, excess baggage, well, you've almost paid for a cost of a first class ticket on a more expensive airline. So the rule is, if you're going to pack your bags to go overseas, look for the lowest common denominator on all the flights and pack your bag according to that weight. Don't overload your carry-on bag. They say 7 kilos, that's a lot. You'll have a hernia putting it in the overhead cupboard. Only use the overhead bag for your stuff that you require on the flight, like your medicines, reading material, entertainment, just stuff like that. As for the check-in luggage, I mean, I've got a twisty tongue today. Make that to the maximum of your domestic flight. Now, you're either going to buy clothes over there, or if you can't, what you can do if you've got relatives over there is send your clothes in advance over there by Balikbayan box. Now, there's a trade-off here. If you just want to put your 30 kilos into your bag and pay excess baggage, you'll find it'll be almost the same cost as sending a Balikbayan box over earlier. But the advantage of the Balikbayan box is you only fill it half up with clothes, and the other half you can fill up with food, treats, gifts for the family, so you're not an impost over there. Always work on the rule that what you take over in the way of clothing, you're not going to bring back. That's our intention. When we take our stuff over there, we're not going to bring it back. We're going to leave it there for a subsequent visit, or we'll give it away to the locals. So I hope that those little tips help you, because there's nothing worse than having to front up at a counter with a big pile of people behind you, and then you have to open your wallet up and hunt around for money just to pay for the extra baggage. It often gets the people behind you rather irritated, and it also slows down your check-in time. Another tip too is when you are travelling over there, dress appropriately. Airline air conditioning is notoriously cool, so wear something that's warm in travelling, but do it in layers, so when you get over there you can take off the excess coats, etc., and put in your carry-on bag. That's why don't overload your carry-on bag, so you have somewhere to put the excess clothing afterwards. Best to wear casual slacks, not jeans. Jeans are too tight, restricts your circulation. Depending on the security issues, they have X-ray shoes these days, so slip-on shoes are handier. They'll also make you take your belt off if it interferes with the scanning device. Why not get an elastic belt? Remove the buckle and have on it Velcro straps. Solves that problem. Wear a long sleeve cardigan to keep yourself warm, and carry your belongings in one of those little round the waist packs. I think they're called fanny packs. Now that way, when it goes to the X-ray machine, there's no chance of anything accidentally falling out and getting lost. Also, regarding medicines, if you take PBS medicines from Australia out, it's illegal because they're subsidised. If you've got medicines you have to take over there, only take over what you need for your trip, normally about 30-day supply. Preferably still is in the sealed box, and also have with it a letter from your GP stating that you're entitled to take those medicines and listing them. And also, if you've got a prosthetic, have that noted on the list too, so that they don't go hours and hours running over you trying to find out where that stud is, or where that false shoulder joint is, or your false brain cap is. Well, that's about all I can think of at the moment. I'm sure I'll have some more later on. So, until then, bye for now.